Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for joining us here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. We're actually streaming on our actual Ultimate Drillbook page, and we're on our UDB users group. So if you're not in our UDB users group, please join us there. And then we're also on YouTube. So hello to everybody. We're excited to have a quick introduction and overview of the UDB Virtual Curriculum, which we released yesterday. If we haven't met before, my name is Luke, and I'm here with my brother and co-founder, Joshua Gall.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're really excited to launch the curriculum for all of you yesterday, and we're in the next 28 minutes, we're going to go through a quick overview of what to expect if you have not yet gone into the curriculum.
Yeah, and just to kind of kick things off, Josh and I just wanted to speak a little bit about why we did the UDB Virtual Curriculum, what the purpose is, and how we decided to craft it. Of course, when COVID hit and marching bands seasons were canceled or altered in a major way, and they still are, we have a unique position where we hear from bands all around the world and hear about their kind of side of the issues and things like that. And one of the common denominators and traits that we are hearing from band programs is, yeah, we need something to do, because suddenly band programs were going virtual, right? And if you're a band director and watching this, you probably felt, oh gosh, in that day one where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to teach band on Zoom. The internet's not even working. What's going on? So we felt it was really important that with some of the amazing relationships that we have with incredible educators and our position with what we really care about, we felt it was important to step in and say, we want to help if we can. So Josh and I decided to expand upon, and Josh will tell you about this, expand upon the UDB Moves Me, which we did earlier in the year.
Yeah, so right at the very beginning, I guess this was sort of mid-March, we were trying to figure out what it is that we could do to help teachers and students, just like Luke was describing. And so we had a series of a couple of really incredible conversations with Samia Mooney, who's on our education team and movement specialist at the Bluecoats, and she also teaches at Avon High School, teaches dance there, and she's just an incredible teacher, incredible asset to our industry. And we said, well, look, maybe there's a way that we can, with people at home, we can keep them moving, we can teach them new skills, we can keep them engaged. And so that was sort of, that was the genesis of this. And we had 4 weeks of different UDB Moves Me challenges, which were really, really awesome to see people submitting the kinds of things that they were learning, and also sort of some creative challenges. We had a couple of school versus school challenges, and we even had some schools get their parents involved, which is very, very cool. So all of that led to us believing that, okay, maybe there's something more here where we could really keep and sort of continue to broaden the reach of new types of education and use UDB, and of course use the internet to reach the masses. And so that's where we are right now, and that's where that's what's allowed us to launch the UDB Moves Me virtual curriculum.
Yeah, and the idea behind the curriculum is that there's not only a progression over 12 modules, but you can kind of look at them as a la carte lessons as well. So we wanted to build something that was completely universal. So we've gotten a couple questions about this. We actually don't talk about any specific marching technique. So we're not teaching straight leg technique or bent leg technique or whatever technique. We are teaching exercises. We are teaching dance fundamentals that are universal. So basically, you can take anything that are in these modules and apply them to your program. So why don't we just go ahead and jump in there? So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. And basically, if you go to ultimatedrillbook.com/curriculum, this is the page that you're going to come up to. It's got that promo video that we just played for you. And then it gives you an overview of all of the modules that we have. So as I mentioned, we have 12 modules. And we did build them in a progression. So you could start in module 1 and go to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on, and there'd be a logical progression. But for example, module 1 is focusing on forwards and backwards marching. Maybe you've already touched those things, so you could move forward to a different module. And each of those modules kind of has a self-contained goal and things like that. Now, in terms of the mechanics, this is free for all UDBapp users. So if you have a UDBapp account, you don't have to pay a dime extra for this. And the way that it works is if you just go to this website and you click on one of the modules, you'll be prompted to click on View Curriculum, at which point you'll enter the password that we sent you. So we sent you, all users, out an email that has information and the password included in that email, so you can get it there. If you did not get that, please contact us and we will give it to you, as long as you have an account and you can get into the curriculum. So I'll jump into this curriculum page and let Josh kind of give you an overview of what these modules really contain.
Yeah. So as Luke said, these are built to sort of scaffold and build on one another. So module 1 is somewhat introductory in nature, and they cover everything from stretching and strengthening from our friends at Marching Health to basic horn move exercises from our incredible friends at the Santa Clara Vanguard. And then that expands into some movement things, also from Michael Rosales with the Santa Clara Vanguard, and the breakdown, which you should check out. And then it expands on those things by creating what we are calling hybrid exercises. So we're taking some of the horn move things, some of the movement things, and then applying some marching to those things, so that way the students, all within an 8x8 square, 8 steps that is, they can exercise all of these things. And in just a minute, we'll show you how these things look inside the app, and what the students have access to when they have access to a UDBapp subscription. So the breadth of these things goes all the way until where we're doing things at a variety of fast tempi and slow and medium tempi. And we even have some creative challenges in there where we ask the students to, okay, using some of the skills that you've learned, we want you to do 4 counts of choreography from Samia, and then you're going to create 4 counts of your own choreography. So this is rather a robust curriculum that involves many different skill sets. There's over 50 different lessons and skills that the students are learning, and there are unique assessment opportunities with each of these that, of course, you as directors can choose to implement in lots of different ways. So that's sort of the overview of the curriculum.
Yeah. Now, in terms of navigating, so when you're actually into the curriculum website, what you're looking at is an overview of all the modules. So if you're looking for something specific, a keyword, hey, I want to work on this, this is the page that you want to go to see, what each module contains. So basically, you'll see with each module, we have a warm-up / physical training focus. We have a marching focus, a movement focus, and the included exercises. So I can see module 1, our marching focus is forwards, backwards, and direction changes. Our movement is positions, and then I can see those exercises. Now, if I click on module 1, which is actually just preloaded here in this tab, you can see what a module looks like. And you can see basically there are videos that have to do with each of those focuses we were just talking about, and then there's small descriptions. So for example, we've got this warm-up / physical training from Elliot at Marching Health. And I'm just going to play this, and so you can kind of see what this looks like. I'm just going to play a few seconds of it.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to go through arm circles, taking your arms through their full range of motion. If you have any shoulder issues, you may want to do small circles just to work on control of those rotator cuff muscles without having any pain. I'm going to go through 10 forward and 10 backwards. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
In all of these videos, as you watch through them, you'll notice that they're designed for the students to literally click play and then just do what the instructor is doing. So yes, you can watch them and take them and turn them into something else if you'd like, or you can literally have the students click play and, all right, I'm doing arm circles with Elliot. Okay, he's going to talk me through the next exercise, and we're going to go through that. So then here we go. We've got our marching forward, backwards direction changes. And this is actually a UDBapp focused exercise. So we're gonna toss it over to Josh in just a second, and he's going to show you how that works. But what we've done is for many of the exercises that require marching, we have written those exercises inside of Piware, and we put the instructions on the drill chart and created a special account for the virtual curriculum. So your students can literally just go in there and click play, and they've got a click track that we've customized. It's got the actual metronome. It's got cool music that goes along with it. So that's really cool. We'll jump on that in just a second. And then we've got our other focuses. We've got our movement, in this case, positions. This is Michael Rosales, lead choreographer for SEV, going over basic dance positions that you can apply to your program. And then we have a hybrid exercise, which we'll dive into in just another minute as well, that takes all of the things from the module and puts them into one exercise. So in this case, we are doing forwards, backwards, and direction changes, marching. We are doing positions with movement, and we're putting those all together in one hybrid exercise. And then lastly, at the bottom of the module page, these are just resources for you, so you can meet the instructors. Just to give you a quick overview, Michael Rosales, lead choreographer for Santa Clara Vanguard, Sammy Mooney, who's the movement supervisor at the Bluecoats, Matt Hartwell, who's the visual caption manager at the Santa Clara Vanguard, Jennifer Hanford, assistant band director at James Bowie High School, and Elliot Cleveland, founder of Marching Health. So we've got some awesome educators here. And then we're going to jump to where Josh is going to jump in here, which is the really cool part about how UDBapp connects with all of this.
Yeah, so each module, as Luke just showed you, has all of those different video components that the students and the directors and staff can watch along with. And in those modules, it shows you what the exercise is. It takes you through how to learn and teach that exercise. And then it shows you, again, how to execute that exercise. But we wanted to provide an additional resource inside the app. And so I'm going to show you how that works now. So the first thing I'm going to show you actually how to do is how you, as a UDBapp subscriber, connect to this ensemble. We've tried to make this as easy as possible for all of our users. So with your pre-existing account, so you can see here, like in my Black Widow account, I'm connected to the UDBapp Pro ensemble. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it to the UDB Moves Me ensemble. And inside the brand new version of UDBapp Pro, which you guys are all using, you can now connect to multiple ensembles. So I'm going to show how that's done, and then I'm going to show you how easy it is to pull up any one of these drill files inside UDBapp. So I'm just going to go up here and tap on the top left corner of the screen and go to Add Ensemble. And again, these are all credentials that are sent to you as users of UDBapp Pro. And so I'm going to do this right here. Type in the password that's provided to all users, and I'll choose my role. And it's that fast, right? So I'm now connected to this other ensemble, and you'll see if I tap on the top left corner, I'll see the UDBapp Pro ensemble, which I was a part of, and I can now go into the Moves Me curriculum. Now, what's cool about this is when I tap on UDB, you'll see it pulls up everything for each one of those modules that we've preloaded into this ensemble for you. So directors, you don't have to do anything other than just tell your students how to connect to this ensemble. Students, you can be connected to multiple ensembles, and all you do is go in here, tap on download, and then Luke will show you what this looks like inside the app in a minute. But once this is downloaded, just like any other drill file, you open it up, you choose your performer, there's only one, and then like Luke said, on the screen, it shows what the exercises that we're working on. And then on the right side of it, it shows all of the instructions for how to achieve that exercise. So they first start by watching the video, then they pull it up inside UDB, and they marry those two things together. And then they see how those things progress moving towards the hybrid exercise. So I'm going to pass it back over to Luke to show a little bit more about how that works.
Yeah, so for example, we'll just show a quick drill file here. In Module 4, we've got this really cool horn moves with marching exercise that Matt Hartwell from SEV teaches, and he has two performers, actually SEV members, who are showing these exercises. And So I'm going to just show you this, just a few seconds of this actual video, and then you'll see what happens on video and then the way that it looks inside of the app. So your students can actually watch the video, learn it there, and then when it comes time for them to perform or submit some sort of assessment, they use the app, click play, and they can watch their drill. So let's take a look at a few seconds of this horn moves with marching exercise.
In this exercise, we're going to...
So there's a couple things that you might have noticed when you watch that exercise, which we really like. One of them is that we actually mirror all of the video. So when your students are watching that and they see them step off, they're just going to mirror those performers. And we actually have a little sign there at the bottom that says, hey, mirror the performers. But when they say left, the students will actually see them move left on the screen. So it's very easy to follow. It's as if, that this teacher was standing in front of you, kind of telling you to, about this exercise. And that's really cool. We put all of the counts on the screen. As you may have noticed, we put the BPM on the screen, and then we also put the basic instructions like back 45, forward 8 counts, things like that. So we've built all of these videos to have multiple ways that your students can be engaged and be helped. So now Josh is going to show you what this actually looks like inside of the app.
Yeah, so as you can see here, I've got the full listing from every file in the curriculum. And just like Luke said, it shows which module and then which element. So this is the marching element in module 4. And then the exercise is horn moves with marching exercise. And it's 110 beats per minute. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And you'll see, because I've already selected that I was this performer, the app knows that. And then here inside the app, it shows me exactly, what the exercise is titled and then what to do. Into and out to, forward, then right 45, then right, then back 45, etc. And here I can do exactly what you think I can do. I can press play and I can watch this exercise happen evenly, right? And of course, this has the audio with it as well, just like you heard in that video. But we're now displaying all of the information that the students are used to seeing inside of the app. So their crossing counts and their step size, right? And we see the path information. And at any point, I can pause this and then move through this count by count, just so I can see exactly how that works. And then if I need to start back up from there, just hit play, and then it keeps playing the audio and the exercise from that same point. So all that has to happen is the students, once they're in the UDBapp Moves Me ensemble, they just open up that drill file and they've got something they can rehearse to with the metronome, with cool songs, with all of the details, and it stays cohesive between the video that they just watched or that you shared with them, and then of course the UDBapp file.
Yeah, and these are built really as assessment opportunities as well, and that's what we call them. So we are not dictating, in the curriculum, hey, this is an assignment that you have to do, or this is a check-in. We're calling them assessment opportunities because we believe they are opportunities for you to assess your students. So for example, on this exercise, you could have students set up their cell phone and, click play and actually perform the exercise on camera. And this is something that you could do, of course, for a grade, but also just have their peers review them, have their section leaders take a look at them. It's just a different way for them to be engaged. Now, I'm going to jump into Module 5 now, just to kind of show you how this all comes together into the hybrid exercise. So basically, with every module, we have some sort of hybrid exercise, something that kind of wraps everything together. So in this case, we have this back-to-band workout from Marching Health, which is awesome. It's a way for your students to build muscles over a longer period of time. And then we've got a high mark time exercise. We've got lunges and a forced arch exercise. And then we have the hybrid. So what I'm going to show you real quick is just a little bit of this lunges and forced arch exercise from Michael Rosales, so you can kind of see what that looks like in action. And then we're going to show you from Jennifer Hanford's video the hybrid of bringing together the high mark time, lunges, and that marching. Here we go. So here is Michael Rosales's lunges and forced arch. And we'll go ahead and stop it there. And that exercise, just so you guys know, the way that all of these videos are structured is we show the full exercise. So we show like that clip we just saw of Michael, and then it's a full, 10-minute lesson or so. So where he walks the students through the exercise, he walks them through how to achieve a lunge, how to achieve a forced arch, and then it's followed up with the students actually performing that exercise. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
Yeah. So once these things are, once these things are learned, just one quick aside is that, because these videos are here on the website and available to the teacher and to the student, these are things that you can watch, of course, time and time again, right? And just like Luke said earlier, a student can just watch this, and this is built to be a lesson that teaches them that, but also it's something that you can teach and broadcast to your, whole class via Zoom or whatever it might be. So again, these are fully complete modules that teach you not only what it is that they're working on, but how to work on those things. And there's incredible tips from all of these teachers on how all of these things work.
Cool. Now let's jump to the hybrid exercise. So once again, in this module, for example, module 5, we've got the high mark time. So the students will have learned the high mark time. They will have gone through the lunges and forced arch exercise, and now they're going to go on to a lesson with Jennifer where she is going to bring them all together. So we'll show you just a clip of the actual exercise itself. So as you can see, just in one short minute, your students are covering many skills. So they're going over their marching, they're going over slides, they're going lunges and forced arch, they're going over the high mark time exercise. So as you progress through these modules, not just all the modules together, but the singular module, your students are building and scaffolding skills, that not only help them, increase their ability, but also increase things like performance endurance, right? And retention and practicing those things over time. And once again, this all comes into the app. Even that cool little music that you heard, that's in the app as well.
Yeah, so we're looking at the exercise here that Jennifer just did inside of that video. And again, even though the drill might be relatively simple, this allows the students to break this thing down count by count and look and see, okay, cool. So I move to the left 4 and then a 4 count lunge, backwards 4, hold 4, where I do a plie, right? So they can follow this count by count and sort of skill by skill at their own pace. So you can watch the video as a full class, or even just send out the video and then just say, hey, spend time inside the app and then go through this count by count in count mode, just like you normally would, or just familiarize yourself with the music and sort of learn how to move in time, right? Learning how to move in time, but with something that's other than just a metronome. So we tried to vary the tempi throughout all of these exercises, and inside the app, the students have access to sort of moving through these things at their own speed.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, MS Grant Music, Marcus, I believe. Appreciate the comment. And yeah, we hope it's helpful. Cool. So we'll go back to this module. And the last thing that we'll talk about as we try to wrap up here in the next couple of minutes is that this goes much further beyond just marching basics and movement basics. We try to expand upon those skills, but maybe introduce you and your students to some new things. So one of the ways that we do this is we rely on our kind of the impetus, and the reason this all started was UDB Moves Me with these challenges. So for example, in module 8, we start to bring in these challenges. So module 8, we have a fast tempo challenge, as you can see here. And then we have a slow tempo challenge. And then 10, 11, 12, we have creative challenges. So let's just jump into module 8. And it's really a fast tempo focused module. So we have a fast tempo marching exercise, and then we have a fast tempo challenge. So let's take a look at this fast tempo challenge. This is from Sammy Mooney, who is movement supervisor at the Bluecoats, who has just done such an incredible job providing awesome choreography for us. So let's take a look at her fast tempo challenge. Let's your body. So, that's fun to watch, and you can already see that it's incorporating learning drill. So they're having to learn specific pathways. They're having to utilize that skill set. You saw some lunges and some forced arches and things like that. Also some interesting things that she teaches on video. So before you know it, in just a short creative challenge, your students are being exposed to these new ideas and new ways to move their bodies and things like that. And we go much further beyond this, and Josh will talk a little bit about the creative piece of it, because it's not just about, hey, perform this, but now it's get involved as well.
Yeah, and so you'll actually see that sort of at the end of Samia's clip that we just shared, is that, okay, for 4 or 5 sets, we need you to do these kinds of things. And then the last set, we want you to be creative and do something on your own. And as we know, as performers, that's such an important part of our vocabulary. And so Samia has really masterfully put these things together to where they're a mixture of this, very intricate skill, or this detailed, a piece of choreography that she wants you to learn that you can base things off of later on in your own performance. But then also, let's create something together, or you can take these things that I've learned and I want you to expand on them. So this is a great way, especially when the students, I think, are at home, right, where they can sort of experiment on their own before we all come back together. And so each one of these exercises that are sort of near the end of all of the modules, starting with module 8, there's an opportunity for the students to become creative. And of course, you all as directors could choose to modify any one of these exercises and say, we want you to do module 5, the marching exercise, but instead of doing the forced arch, we want you to, come up with your own choreography based on the music. So each one of these is set up to sort of be a foundation, or the building blocks for however it is that you want to implement these things. And so the creative exercises, especially later in the modules, are built to sort of encourage that.
Yeah, and what you're looking at right here in module 12, actually, and this happens in 11 and 10 as well, is we actually give you 4 videos from Samia where she teaches different types of choreo for fast tempo or medium tempo or slow tempo. So she gives you one thing that you can do, but then says, hey, here's a variation, or, you could do it this direction. You could do it this direction. So the idea here is we actually spell out a potential exercise or creative challenge. So for example, you tell your students, hey, I want you to make up 2 sets of drill, and then I want you to perform one set, 8 counts of choreo that Samia made up. And then I want you to do another set of drill. And then I want you to make up your own choreo based on the concept she covered in those 4 videos. Now, you can do whatever you want. We spell out one idea for you. But the idea is you have, in this case, you have 12 different choreo videos, fast, medium, and slow tempos, where she goes over concepts. And it's actually good for you guys to watch if you're a director as well, to kind of check things out, because she actually talks about some concepts of like, hey, if you're standing in a block, this is a good thing that might be, that would work as a ripple, or this is something that you'd want to do front to back. So it's not just for students, it's for all of us to learn from, including us. I'm watching these videos, Josh and I, as we're putting them together, and we're like, that's really smart. Thanks, Samia. So we encourage you, just get in there. Once again, this is free for all UDBapp users. We are not charging extra money for this. This is something that we just feel like we want to help as much as we can, and we just feel like it's a unique way to do this.
Yeah, so just so we can wrap this up, certainly if you guys have any questions, even if you're not a UDBapp subscriber and you say, hey, how can I become a UDBapp subscriber? Reach out to us, certainly at our support at Ultimate Drillbook email address that you see down at the bottom. And then you can also reach out to either Luke or myself. It's just josh@ultimatedrillbook.com or luke@ultimatedrillbook.com. And we'd love to talk to you about, how to maybe implement this with your program, what questions you have. Maybe are there things that we can do to sort of further help this become an integral part of your students' development. So we're so excited to share the work with these incredible individuals with you all. And certainly if you want to find out more about any of those folks, reach out to us and we'll be glad to connect you. They are all rock stars, just incredible people and incredible teachers, as you guys will see in these modules.
Yeah. Thank you, Matthew. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in for this brief overview. Once again, please reach out to us, especially on the UDB users group, which is really kind of becoming more vibrant lately. So we really appreciate that. We hope it's helpful for you guys, and we hope you guys are staying healthy and safe and have a wonderful marching band season, whatever that looks like for you. So you guys take care, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.